Good day and welcome to Haske Television News. I am Barry Cletus. Thank you for joining us. Here are the top stories making the headlines. Nigerian Union of Journalists, Taraba State Chapter pays condolence visit to Brigade Commander Kingsley Owa. President Tinubu reaffirms commitment to Army as COAS conference opens in Lagos. Saudi Arabia executes 340 people. The governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, has officially received his All Progressive Congress APC membership card. The card was hospital ward in Ukari, local government area of the state, Honorable Umaru Tanko, at the T.Y. Danjuma House, Jalingo. Zachary Sanilo reports.
Receiving his membership card from his ward chairman hospital ward in Ukari local government area of Taraba State, Honorable Umaru Tanko, supported by other APC executives, the governor assured of transforming the state and ensuring inclusive governance for more dividends of democracy.
All programs have been set for our movement to APC on the 19th of November. But in solidarity with national issues, especially the abduction of school children in KB and other places, we decided to suspend it for the future. However, this is one of the processes that we need to embark on. Even if we have done the ceremony, we will still do this. While we await a new date for the ceremony, it is expedient and necessary that we do the registration, filling the party, to be able to give us the full identity that we deserve so that we can take charge and put the party straight forward.
According to the governor, a new date for the official defection into the party will be announced soon. Presenting the membership card, the APC chairman of Hospital Ward in Ukari local government area of the state, Honorable Umaru Tanko, described the governor as a bona fide member of the party, noting that the APC is pleased to officially welcome him.
Abinda nake fata Allah ya sa zuwan sai zama mana alheri. Abubuwan da bamu da shi ubangijin Allah ya sa ya muna. Jama'a ƙasa, jama'a Taraba gabaki daya. Jam'iyya namu muna fatan Allah ya sa ta ci gaba ta kuma tafi haka.
In an interview shortly after the ceremony, the State Commissioner for Information and Reorientation, Barrister Zainab Usman Jalingo, said Governor Kefas is now a complete APC member in Taraba State.
His signing of the membership form has crystallized these issues and has put to rest the speculations of people saying is he there or not. These speculations came as a result of the postponement of the actual movement from PDP to APC on the 19th of November due to security issues in the country. So at least with this, everybody will have in mind that we are fully down on ground as APC members, and every other ceremony will come subsequently.
With the governor's registration into the APC, he is now eligible to participate in all party activities, having assumed leadership of the party in the state. Zachary Sanilo, Haske News.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists and UJ Taraba State Council has paid a condolence visit to their brigade commander, Brigadier Kingsley Owa, over the death of his father. The report.
The visit was to commiserate with the brigade's commander and to express the union's sympathy and solidarity following the recent loss. Burial rites for the late Professor Chima Uzoima were held in Abia State and were attended by family members, friends, and associates. Speaking during the visit, the chairman of the NUJ Taraba State Council, Comrade Matthews Eliud Jen, described the loss as painful and urged Brigadier Kingsley Owa to remain strong. He assured the brigade commander of the union's prayers and support during the period of mourning.
I think this is a brotherly thing that is happening in the state. And so when all journalists heard about this, everybody became so bothered, so worried, and they said we should come. The people you see here are representatives of the larger body that are not here with us. So many of them have traveled, others in Abuja, others in Lagos, because at this critical time in December, so many things are being concluded. And so not many journalists are on seat. And so those of us that are in Taraba State.
Responding, Brigadier Kingsley Uwa expressed appreciation to the NUJ Taraba State Council for the visit, describing it as a comforting gesture that reflects unity and compassion. The condolence visit highlights the cordial relationship between the media and security agencies in Taraba State, as well as their shared commitment to mutual support in times of need. Happiness Sitari, Haske-Tv News.
President Bola Tinubu on Monday reaffirmed his administration's commitment to the welfare, professionalism, and operational effectiveness of the Nigerian Army. Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, stated this at the opening of the Chief of Army Annual Conference 2025 in Lagos. This is contained in a statement by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Apollonia Anelu. The President said his government will continue to support the armed forces to enable them to effectively discharge their constitutional responsibilities. He paid tribute to serving and retired senior military officers, describing their sacrifices, leadership, and institutional memory as pillars that have shaped the Nigerian Army and sustained its fighting spirit. He commended officers and soldiers for their courage and patriotism, noting that their sacrifices in defense of Nigeria's sovereignty and unity will remain etched in the nation's history. Speaking, the Minister of Defense, retired General Christopher Musa, described the conference as a vital forum for reviewing operational posture, assessing readiness, and aligning the Army's direction with national security priorities. The federal government has dismissed a false and misleading claims circulating on social media, alleging that a Nigerian Air Force aircraft currently in Burkina Faso was forced to land over suspicions of espionage. The government also refuted reports suggesting that the 11 crew members and engineering personnel on board the aircraft were intelligence officers trained in espionage activities. It further clarified that at no time did the Nigerian Air Force or the federal government announce the release of the personnel by Burkina Faso authorities. Sources disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen. Nigerian military aircraft ferry flight and precautionary landing in Burkina Faso. According to the statement, claims of a clandestine intelligence operation involving the Nigerian military aircraft are entirely false, misleading, and unsupported by fact. Their sources explained that the aircraft was on a duly authorized ferry flight to Portugal for scheduled periodic depot maintenance, described as a routine and mandatory life cycle requirement for military transport aircraft. The government also dismissed allegation of espionage, signals intelligence operations, foreign sponsorship, and involvement of external network, describing them as baseless. The presidency has dismissed recent allegation by opposition politicians accusing President Bola Tinubu of undermining multi-party democracy and weaponizing anti-corruption agencies, describing the claims as baseless and politically motivated. In a statement issued on Sunday, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, said the opposition figures were engaging in subterfuge and an empty search for scapegoats following their political setbacks. According to the statement, the presidency noted that the defection of politicians to the ruling All Progressive Congress was voluntary and constitutionally guaranteed, stressing that freedom of association allows individuals to change political affiliation at will. The presidency also rejected accusations that the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, was being used to target political opponents, insisting that this agency operates independently within the ambit of the law. While noting that it does not speak for the EFCC, the presidency reiterated that the anti-graft agency has a statutory mandate to investigate and prosecute financial crimes regardless of political affiliation or status. We'll now take a short break. When we return, Haske-Tv News will continue. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that short break. If you are just joining us, this is still Haske-Tv News with Berry Cletus, and now the news continues. Some students of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, UNIZIK, Awka, have called on the federal government to fully implement the judgment of the National Industrial Court by reinstating Professor Bernard Odo as Vice Chancellor of the institution. The students operating under the aegis of the Nigerian Student and Youth Association UNIZIK chapter urged the Minister of Education to act without further delay in reinstating Professor Odo in strict compliance with the court's ruling. President of the group, Mr. Chisom Nwagu, recalled that Professor Odo was removed from office by the Federal Ministry of Education following allegation that he was not a professor and therefore unqualified to occupy the position. However, he said the National Industrial Court has since affirmed that Professor Odo was duly promoted to the rank of professor in 2015 and consequently ordered that all his rights, entitlement and privileges be fully restored. The Federal Road Safety Corps has announced plans to prosecute popular TikTok streamer Mr. Habib Hamzat, widely known as Pella, over alleged reckless and distracted driving. The decision follows a viral video in which the influencer was seen live streaming while driving an act the FRSC said reportedly resulted in a road traffic crash. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Monday by the Assistant Corps Marshal and Corps Public Education Officer, Mr. Olusegun Ogunbemide. According to the statement, the Corps Marshal expressed deep concern over what he described as a growing trend of reckless road use by celebrities, social media influencers, and content creators who, in the pursuit of online attention, flood traffic regulations and endanger lives. The Corps Marshal consequently directed the Lagos State Sector Commander to immediately commence prosecution of the individual involved for reckless driving, use of a phone while driving, and distracted driving in line with extant traffic laws. Saudi Arabia set a new record for the number of executions carried out in a single year, according to an AFP tally, with the kingdom killing 340 people so far this year after authorities said 3 people were put to death on Monday. The toll marked the second straight year Saudi Arabia has broken its own record since rights groups first began documenting the number of executions in the 1990s. The kingdom executed 338 people in 2024, an AFP tally showed. A statement by the Interior Ministry, carried by the official Saudi press agency, said 3 individuals were executed in the Mecca region for murder convictions. Since the start of 2025, Saudi Arabia has executed 232 people in drug-related cases, constituting the majority of the 340 executions carried out so far, according to AFP's tally based on Ministry of Saudi press agency announcement. Analysts have largely linked the surge in executions to the kingdom's ongoing war on drugs launched in 2023, with many of those first arrested only now being executed following their legal proceedings and convictions. No fewer than 10 players have reported to the camp of the Super Eagles as preparations begin for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles camp officially opened on Sunday at the Renaissance Hotels, Cairo, with all coaches and backroom staff already in attendance ahead of the tournament. It has been reported that goalkeeper Francis Uzoho was the first player to arrive, touching down shortly after 2 a.m. local time, signaling the start of full squad mobilization. Nigeria will head into the 2025 AFCON looking to build on their runner-up finish at the last tournament, where they lost 2-1 to host Ivory Coast in the final. The Super Eagles are aiming for a fourth continental crown, having previously won in 1980, 1994 and 2013. That's the news on Haske Television. On behalf of the production crew, I am Barry Cletus. Have a lovely day.